What up, YouTube? Team Movies here with Little Monsters premiering on Hulu today, and with Zombieland 2 coming out next week. I decided to do my top 10 favorite zombie movie comedies. Now, last year I did my 10 favorite zombie movies, but there's some pretty good zombie comedies around. I mean, zombies pretty much like zombies are very big popular now with thanks to Walking Dead and all. But there are some pretty good zombie comedies around. So with that being said, here's my top 10 favorite zombie movie comedies. All right, coming in at number 10 is mainly a recent one, but I really got a kick out of it. Number 10 is the Jim Jarmusch directed film The Dead Don't Die. Now, this didn't really get great reviews when it got released, but I kind of got a kick out of it. Jim Jarmusch, it's probably one of my favorite films of his. I think he did a great job with this. Great cast. Like, you had Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Chloe Sevigny. You had Selena Gomez in this. Danny DeVito, Steve Buscemi. I mean, not Danny DeVito, Danny Glover, match that. I know it was really cool. I mean, it's where like sheriffs are trying to take down the zombie apocalypse and trying to survive it and all. And it was really funny. And this might be a bit of a spoiler, but probably my favorite funniest moment was the fourth war break scene. I'm not gonna spoil too much of it because by looks at the box office, I highly doubt anyone even saw this movie. But yeah, I really like that fourth war break scene. But yeah, if you guys never really seen Jim Jarmusch's film Dead Don't Die, give it a go. It's really funny. Alright, coming in at number 9 is Coup Days. Now, this movie got released in 2014, yeah. And it's where, these like elementary school teachers are pretty much trying to take down these kids who are their students who end up becoming, well, invested become a zombie. So it's pretty much kid zombies on this, where they pretty much like end up turning into a vicious monster by after they end up containing eating like these chicken nuggets and all. It had a really great cast. You had Elijah Wood was in this. You had dude from Lost, George Garcia. You also had Rainn Wilson. I mean, it's a really funny film. It is pretty gory, but it's also pretty underrated too. I mean, I really got a kick out of Coup Days, and the directors also did that. Directors this also did that. Dave Bautista film, Bushbook. There were some pretty good talented filmmakers. I mean, if you guys never really seen the film Coup Days, I mean, it's weird, but it's actually pretty funny. I mean, it's kid zombies. What more can you ask for there? Anyway, all right. Coming in at number 8 is Warm Bodies. Now, this isn't really like a ha 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 type comedy. It's part comedy and part and also part romance and all that. Like Warm Bodies is pretty good. You had Nicholas Ho, who's of course this zombie who ends up falling for this like human woman, played by Teresa Palmer, and her dad, played by John Malkovich, is trying to pretty much kill him and trying to just stop the zombie apocalypse and all. Warm Bodies is a really pleasant surprise. Like when they announced that they were gonna do a zombie romance film, I thought really that sounds dumb. And the trailer wasn't all that great. But I saw Warm Bodies back in 2013, I believe. Yeah, 2013 or 2014. But I got kicked out of Warm Bodies. Nicholas Hoult was great. Rob Corddry was hilarious. It's a really funny film, and it's directed by Jonathan Levine, who's pretty good when it comes to comedies. He gave us he recently gave us like a long shot that just got released. He did that dramedy 50-50 the night before. He's pretty good with comedies, and this was a pretty decent little film of his. Kind of shame that they haven't really went ahead and did a sequel, but if you guys haven't seen more about it, I say yeah, it sounds a bit dumb. I mean, it sounds like a Twilight but with zombies, but it's actually not all that bad. Alright, coming in at number 7, it is Anna and the Apocalypse. Now, this also sounded dumb, but it worked out perfectly. I mean, Anna and the Apocalypse is like High School Musical meets Walking Dead during Christmas time. It's loads of fun. I mean, you got this, woman named, this girl named Anna, played by Ella Hunt, who's of course trying to take down, zombies and all during the zombie apocalypse. And not to mention, there's also singing involved, so she does some, like, it's a really good, horror-based Christmas musical. I really got a kick out of it. It had some really great songs in it. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite film soundtracks of last year. It's really great. Like, if you guys never seen Anna and the Apocalypse by now, give it a go. I mean, I kind of wish it did a little better because I would love to see a sequel to it. But Anna and the Apocalypse is a really fun flick. Alright. Coming in at number 6, it is Brain Dead. Now, years before he gave us Lord of the Rings, years before he gave us The Hobbit, King Kong, and all, Peter Jackson had an interesting, a pretty interesting career before that. He mainly got his bait to start with horror, and Brain Dead is one of them. It's where like this young man's mother ends up being bitten by this summer train rat monkey, and she ends up getting sick, and she ends up dying, and it's like she ends up coming back to life, and she also pretty much ends up hunger for flesh, and she's, if you really want to look at it, she is partially a zombie in this. And it's one of the most glorious movies of the 90s. And it's a very, like, you're never going to think that this was a Peter Jackson film, too. Like, when you think of Peter Jackson, yeah, you think of King Kong, you think of Lord of the Rings. You don't think of horror when it comes to Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
And Brain Dead is a really good one. It's probably one of my, it is one of my guilty pleasures as well. It is also very gore fest. It's comedic. I mean, it's pretty nuts as well. I mean, if you guys never had a chance to check out Brain Dead by now, give it a go. It's probably one of my favorite Peter Jackson films. I mean, it's a really great one.
What holiday is it today? Office?
Yeah.
It is?
Anyway, coming in at number 5, I got The Return of the Living Dead. Now, Return of the Living Dead is like a sequel to the original Night of the Living Dead. And Return of the Living Dead, it's actually more comedic than the original Night of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead is just awesome. I mean, it's not as good as the original, because the original is just a classic right there. But I still got a kick out of it. I mean, there is like more comedic stuff in this than there was in the original. And I mean, it also pretty much was. I believe it was also directed by George A. Romero. I believe he also directed this one as well. I got to check that. But A Return of the Living Dead, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I kind of got a kick out of it when I first saw it. I mean, if you guys never really seen Return of the Living Dead, or if you've never seen the original Night of the Living Dead, I mean, there's some really good stuff. I mean, in this film, you got this character named Frank, who is now like a boy, who also now who ends up showing this like new employee named Freddy, like a secret military experiment, and they in like this warehouse, and they end up like pretty much accidentally release a gas that reanimates corpses into fleshing zombies, and their boss is played by Clue Gallagher as well, so there's that too. So they got really try to find a way to stop the zombie apocalypse. It's a great one. It got released in the in early '90s. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's also a '90s gem. I mean, if you guys never seen it, give it a go. Anyway, all right. Coming in at number 4, it is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Now, this movie was loads of fun. It's where these like Boy Scouts, end up discovering that there's a zombie apocalypse going around. So all three of them had to try to find a way to stop the zombie apocalypse. And they also team out with like this cocktail waitress named Denise. She really she also tried to take down the zombies as well. I mean, is loads of fun. It's also very underrated. I mean, when it got released in 2015, did not do so well. Like it was kind of flop when it got released, but it's still pretty fun. Like the chemistry between the three. Of course, they're played by Ty Sheridan, Logan Miller, and Joey Morgan. I know all three of those really had great chemistry with one another. Sarah Dumont was great as the cocktail waitress, Denise. You also had Cloris Leachman was in this. David Koechner. You also had Patrick Schwarzenegger was in this. Awesome cast. It's also pretty violent. It's very bloody, gory. It's hilarious. I mean, really sucks that they didn't do so well because I would love to have seen another one. I mean, the ending even leaves an opening for a sequel, but we never really got one. But if you guys never really seen Scout's Guide yet, give Scout's Guide a go. It's a hilarious one. Alright, coming in at number 3, I got Army of Darkness. Now, the first two Evil Dead movies, the first two Evil Dead movies, they were comedic and they were really funny and all, but Army of Darkness is definitely the funniest out of the bunch. Like, it's literally the comedic, like, pretty much the funniest Evil Dead film out of them. Of course, there was Ash vs. Evil Dead, which was also pretty funny. But Army of Darkness, where you have Ash who ends up pretty much transporting into back to like medieval days, where he ends up being captured by Lord Arthur, and he has to pretty much recover the Book of the Dead, and he also has to take down the dead as well. It's hilarious. Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. Who does love him as that? I mean, of course, he reprised his role for Ash vs. Evil Dead, which I still hate stars for canceling, but whatever. Army of Darkness it's not really my favorite out of the Evil Dead films. I mean, that probably go to the original, but it's still great. I mean, Bruce Campbell, like, he was born to play this role. You had Sam Raimi did a great job with this. I mean, yeah, if you guys never really seen Army of Darkness yet, give it a go. It's a great one. It's also a 90s gem. Alright, coming in at number 2, the sequel of this comes out next week, so it's fitting to talk about. Number 2, I got Zombieland. Now, the first Zombieland is hilarious. You got Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin, who are all pretty much taking down, loads of zombies at this theme park and all. And you also got Bill Murray as a zombie. Speaking of Bill Murray, directed by Ruben Fleischer, who also then gave us Gangster Squad, Venom. He's back for the sequel, so there's that. The first, I don't know if Zombieland 2 is going to be as good as the first Zombieland, but I got a kick out of the first Zombieland. It's really fun. It's gory, cool action. Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, and all of them were all great in this. I mean, I just love Zombieland and cannot wait for the sequel. Alright. Now, my number 1 favorite zombie comedy of all time, it's in the thumbnail, so obviously this was going to be number 1. Number 1 goes to Edgar Wright's film, Shaun of the Dead, starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. I mean, who doesn't love Shaun of the Dead? It's, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost has done, like, lots of Cornera trilogies. They did Hot Fuzz. They did that the World's End film. But none of them beats Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is just great. It's really hilarious. The chemistry between Pegg and Frost are both amazing. I mean, Edgar Wright, I believe this was his... I believe Shaun of the Dead was Edgar Wright's first feature film, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta double check that. But it's definitely probably one of Edgar Wright's best work, too. He did such a great job with this. I mean, shame we never really got to see an actual sequel to this, but hey, it's a one-shot film, so I guess it doesn't need a sequel. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead is such a great one. And if you guys never had a chance to check out Shaun of the Dead, I mean, it's really a comedy that really like spoofs, makes fun at the zombie genre, and they did a great job of it. Definitely go check out Shaun of the Dead if you guys never seen that.
Like,
All right, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, The Dead Don't Die. 9, Cooties. 8, Warm Bodies. 7, End of the Apocalypse. 6, Brain Dead. 5, Return of the Living Dead. 4, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. 3, Army of Darkness. 2, Zombieland. 1, Shaun of the Dead. Now, there's loads of other ones that I probably could have added. There's A Life After Beth with Aubrey Plaza. That was a very good one. Cockneys and versus Zombies. I probably could have added. Juwan of the Eve of Dead. That's a good one. Dead Snow. Red versus Dead. That's an interesting one. There's Zombie Strippers with Janet Jameson and Robert Englund. I mean, Zombie Strippers is kind of a bad film, but it's actually kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I mean, it's one of those films that is like so bad that you just can't help but watch it. Freaks of Nature, a good one. Let's see. There's a Dawn Before Dead, which is kind of like Dawn Before Dead is kind of like it's. Oh no, there's a Detention of the Dead. I mean, that is like Walking Dead meets Breakfast Club. It's kind of a good one. Let's see. There's Burying the Ex with Anton Yelchin. There's Zombievers. That's a pretty good one. Let's see. Dance of the Dead, which is another George A. Romero film. Some pretty good stuff. But let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite zombie movie comedies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movie signing off.